Hey guys, so recently I went to make candles with my sister and my niece. So I wanted to share the experience with you guys and give you some tips and pointers if you decide to do this as well as a weekend activity. So yeah, let's get into it. So I'm going to put up here some pictures I took when I entered the studio, but if you want to see a more 360-degree view of what it looks like inside and a more comprehensive step-by-step, definitely check out one of my video vlogs that I uploaded already. But essentially, once you first enter the studio, somebody will actually come and greet you, and all the employees were super friendly where we went, and they'll take you a tour through the studio and walk you through all the steps. So essentially the steps are pretty easy. There are different stations, but first you want to choose the shape of your candle. So this will determine the molds that you're going to need. So I chose something, so obviously the prices vary based on how big your shape is going to be. So I chose something kind of in the middle shape, and then I'll be showing you guys what it ultimately looked like, but it was on the smaller, medium to smaller side, which is what I actually would recommend that you go with. Then after that, you will choose your fragrance. So there's just like a wall with different fragrances. Some of the fragrances smelled pretty bad. Like I think the rainforest one smelled really bad. Also, if you are sensitive to smells of potpourri and Michaels, just this whole experience might not be your thing. I know my mom is really sensitive to it, so I don't really think this is like her type of arts and craft activity. So you first choose your shape, then you choose your fragrance, and then they had these things called pips. So they're essentially like small wax shapes that you would then stick onto the inside of your mold, and then it will create like interesting patterns in your candle. And then after that comes the pretty hefty work of then you get situated your station, and then you have to chop up wax, which we will use to stack into your mold to form your candle. And as soon as you're done and you fill the mold to the top, that's when you're done. You can hand it off to an employee, and in 48 hours it will be ready. Well, they'll ask you just like to double confirm if you want glitter, like different add-on options, and also what fragrance you wanted, and then it takes 48 hours after. You have to come back and pick it up. Okay, so these are the final candles before we hand it off to an employee to add the scents and the add-ons, and then get it ready for us to pick up in 48 hours. So this is what they look like. Mine is a hexagonal one. My niece is a cube, and my sister is a large rectangle. So all in all, I thought this was a very unique and fun experience, and it was a great way to unwind, get my creative juices flowing. Just some things to keep in mind or pointers so that you have a great experience. Just my recommendations. I would suggest choosing something on the smaller to medium size, just because I personally would want this to be like a leisure experience where you know, I'm just having fun, having an easy time putting together a candle and being creative. But I felt like with the larger shapes, you have to cut up a lot of wax to fill it up, and it became very strenuous for my sister and my niece. So I just feel like if you want to have a more like laid back experience and like chit chat, catch up with a friend, and just like do like a creative activity on the side during the weekend, I would suggest a smaller size. And I would also suggest, like, I was kind of surprised that there were so many like children birthday parties here, just because I feel like just the whole cutting up the wax experience, it wasn't like the easiest, so I feel like it could be a safety hazard. But I mean, all of the children birthday parties had adult supervision, but I would just say just like be a little bit cautious and help out any young children that you bring to this type of activity, because you are using like sharp blades and like cutting up the wax, so that could create like a safety hazard if unsupervised. But yeah, so all in all, I thought this was a really great experience. Now let's take a look at what my final candle looked like, because I finally brought it home and I want to unbox it with you guys.